I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Dr. Bones, listening to Dr. Bones.
Good evening, this is Dr. Bones live for New Music Saturday Part 2, and I've got Peter Klein joining me once again for the second part. So, Peter, thanks for joining us for the second part here.
Not a problem. My pleasure.
So, the song I'm going to play now, and I can't believe I haven't played before, the band's called The Migrant Worker, and I interviewed them roughly about a year ago, and they sent me their whole album, and I played most songs, but this one, I'm pretty much 100% positive I've never played before, and I can't believe I haven't, and this is a really good tune. The song's called The End Is Written Into the Beginning. Dig this one.
Cool.
The sun sets on this western coast. You're the hole that I love the most. They come and people go. This honey splutter is running slow. This life starts when I hurt the most. Time seeps from my hourglass hopes. Ignorant people go. This daydream settles in the snow. Somebody else. Somebody else takes the blame. That one never story. Time like it was always frozen. Street lights and the way they flicker. Trust moved in fingers quicker. Besides where I make my home. Short stop is long time tone. The while I hear a voice, a mocking tone and a mocking choice. He's gone from bad to worse. Rain falls and clears the glow. Walk on and I'll find some more. Comfort's price I adore. Somebody else. Somebody else takes the blame. That one never story. Time like it was always frozen. Street lights and the way they flicker. First moved in fingers quicker.
Alright, that was The End Is Written in the Beginning. That was by Migrant Worker. And like I said, it's been almost a year since I've interviewed them, had their full-length album. And it's one song I can't believe I haven't played before. And this is probably my favorite song on the album. And I just love the way it flows. And it just, it has some repetitiveness. Pretty much the part where he's saying, somebody else. It flows really well. I kind of love the what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, I'm blanking here, but the harmony on it is I just really like the way it was done. Really, really like the way it was done.
Yeah, I mean, guitar work beautiful, vocal harmony is beautiful. I kept saying to myself every couple of bars, where are the drums? The dynamics could have been really changed up some if you put some interesting, tasteful drum parts in there.
That it is one of those bands that the whole album is really good, but like I said, I can't believe I never played this one, and mainly just because I was actually listening to this the other day in the car, and it's like, and I was thinking about it, so I went back checking those shows, like, have I played this before? And I was like, why haven't I played this song before? And just one.
So, and it came to you, and there you go, and you've done it.
So,
Very happy.
I'm very happy about it. Next up, we're gonna move into bands called the Mantels. This one is called "Key to the City." Dig this.
You've got the secrets, but I hold the key. You ain't got what it takes to be someone like me. I know the methods, but you can't ask me to take off your coat and see what tricks are up your sleeve. Tried to build these walls to compensate for who I was. Tried to knock them down to see inside what really was. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. Hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like me. Into the ocean, cause I thought I could fly. Nobody is perfect, it's all a waste of time to try. Gotta find all the answers, but I can't ask why. Your day was dangerous, but you refused to cry. Tried to build these walls to compensate for who I was. Tried to knock them down to see inside what really was. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. Hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like me. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like me. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like me. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like me. I hold the key to my city, no one could ever build these walls like me.
Back on here. All right, that was the Mantels with "Key to the City." Now, this one in particular was kind of like vocally kind of all over the place, kind of the low to high, which is kind of interesting, and it did work. And then it kind of had that kind of I would say kind of punk pop rock feel to it for the during the chorus, but it was very interesting to say the least.
Yeah, no, it's a good song. And the bridge surprised me. It's like all of a sudden you went into this totally different place. We were talking about Mike, and I was going to go. It reminds me, I still haven't pinned it down, but it reminds me of very specifically of a song from the 90s. And I grew from the 90s. I'd be up 5 o'clock this morning and not be able to blame it on the espresso this time. Trying to figure it out. But no, good song. Liked it a lot.
Hang on. Oh, next up, we're going to move into a band who just released their debut album on the 14th of July. and the album is called Hinterland. It's their debut album. They did essentially a Kickstarter project for it. The band's called The Bedroom Hour, and the song's called A Map Made From My Bones. Take this one.
So fragile and so weak. You made a glass when you break, you cut yourself so deep.
That's got that kind of 80s feel to it, but they kind of go in different directions, somewhat prog rock in there, which I did notice as well. And but these guys I've been following for a long time, and it's been interesting to see their progression. And one thing that's gotten it's been developing and gotten so much better is their vocalist Stuart. His vocals have just gotten so
and get a feeling for the range of what they do. This is a band that I sense that it's hard to tell from one song what they're about. I'd be very curious to hear more of them.
well, the whole album is really decent, and they do have both of them are on iTunes right now. They have their first EP Themes, which came out last May, and then they just their brand new debut album came out this July, which is Hinterland. They're both on iTunes, Amazon. I believe they're on SoundCloud as well, so you can check them out there. But it's definitely worth a listen because they're both very good. The EP, it's got a few songs that they kind of remastered and redid just a little bit, just changed up a little bit. But either way, it worked out very well, and it sounds amazing. So be sure to check them out on those medias: SoundCloud, Amazon, and iTunes. So the last
Shout out. Go buy it, children. Now.
Right on. So last up, we're gonna get to a band called 1 in 5, and the song is called Lullaby.
I'm tonight. This is the time. I said this is the time for a lullaby. This is the time for a lullaby. Will we ever make it? Will we ever make this lullaby?
All right, that was 1 and 5, and looks like the Gremlins are at it again because they've been doing some technical issues here tonight. But we're still good and solid now, and that was the last song of the night. That was Lullaby by 1 and 5, and that's off their brand new EP. And this one was really good, very, very heavily blues influenced with a rock kind of feel. And Peter, as you mentioned off the mic, that is got kind of a bit of a Jim Morrison kind of sound to his voice. And you know, I noticed that a lot more when you point that out. I'll really tell, at least in this song in particular.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the keyboards, very Doors keyboards kind of too. But, you know, they're more than that. Obviously, that's a big influence on them, at least.
There we go. All right, we're back on, and sorry about the issue again. But all Peter was saying was, you know, it's a very heavily Doors influence, you know, and pretty much saying, you know, that if it's a song that if it could have been done, the Doors should have done it themselves. Either way, a very good tune. So we're gonna wrap up New Music Saturday Part 2 for tonight, and I do again apologize for the technical issues. Sometimes it happens, and unfortunately, it's out of my control, so I do apologize. But thank you so much for listening. Big thank you to Peter Quine for joining me tonight. Nessie, I'm sorry Skype wasn't working so well, and next time you'll be able to join us next weekend. So until then, we'll talk to you very soon. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Until then, Bones out.
Okay, thank you. My pleasure, Dr. Bones.
I really appreciate it, Peter.